guys, Red the Nerd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Toxitron Collection Cloudcover. Jesus Christ, this is a mouthful. Alright, so, since my last review was kind of a disappointment to me, because I spent like $16 on a core class figure that was pretty mid, not gonna lie. So I picked up this guy, and I don't want to, go back into my usual, spiel about everything, but I just want to mention this real quick. Can Hasbro please stop making a line within their own lines, alright? This is like 3 lines in 1 line, alright? We got the Legacy line, which was already a thing that started this whole, spiel, right? Then they put the Evolution underneath the Legacy line, which that's like 2 lines combined together. And now we have the Toxitron collection, which is a line within a line. It's not even on the box here, because the title needs to be moved up here, because to even fit the title underneath it. Hasbro, can you please stop making 3,000 different toy lines within 1 toy line, please? It's confusing. You need literally to be an astrophysicist to even comprehend what the hell is going on over there. Can you please stop doing this, alright? It's confusing, and it's hard to make videos with this and try to get facts out there to the people, alright? Because you literally need to do your research, which I actually did for this video, because I went to Walmart, right? I was going through the usual Transformers section, as I do. And I was looking at the usual figures I've seen about, a couple of days ago. And I was like, all right, there's nothing new. I'm just going to leave. And then I looked at the very bottom of the shelf, and I saw this guy. And I'd never seen this box art before. This is pretty much the exact same box as the Legacy Evolution that they used before, but as you can clearly see, it's very bright, very neon, very 90s-like, and they even changed the box art here to, it's basically just like the exact same thing, but with a cartoony style over it, which really caught my attention, not by the bright colors, but also the amount of, redesigning that the box art had. So I was like, alright, I think this might be an exclusive or something. And I really do like the actual figure, which is Cloudcover here. And I was like, alright, I really want to buy this figure. This guy was $50. You're paying a pretty penny for this guy, because, this is a Walmart exclusive line, apparently. We'll get to that when I start rambling again. But yeah, so I saw this guy, I was like, alright, let me pick him up, because he actually generally looks really cool. And this is actually like my first actual modern Seeker figure that isn't a core class or isn't a Seeker that's from like 20 years ago. So I was very excited to open this guy up, and I was very surprised by the amount of quality that this figure has. And I was very confused because I never heard of Cloudcover, and I was very confused about the box art. So I started to do my usual routine of going on YouTube and, seeing if any people made videos on it. So I clicked on several different videos, and apparently that this is from the Toxitron collection, which is from my research, not from YouTube videos, but me actually generally going on Google, and not just going Google Images, but generally trying to find any websites that had any information about what the hell this line is or who this character is. So I spent 5 minutes going through every single Transformers website, TFW, everything like that, try to get as much information as possible. So what I can basically tell is that Cloudcover was a figure from the Generation 2 line that never got released. This is a character that never appeared in any Transformers media. He was a toy that got canceled due to unknown reasons. Even, the official Transformers wiki doesn't even know why this guy got canceled. So this was a Generation 2 guy that was a toy that never actually got released, and he never actually made it into a show or anything like that. He's basically just a non-existent character that actually got a modern figure, which was actually really cool. I actually really do like that. So all the figures in this Toxitron line are Generation 2 figures with a bright neon color scheme that never actually got released. And now Hasbro has decided to take up the mantle and actually do, take modern, sculpts of their figures and actually redeck them in their Generation 2 toys color scheme. That's basically what I can find from that. And this line is a Walmart exclusive line. So if you want to pick up any Toxitron collection characters, or you want to find Cloudcover, you're going to have to go on into Walmart and pick them up. And I was very fortunate to actually find this guy because my Walmart barely gets anything. If there's a single exclusive figure or a figure that everybody really, really wants, my Walmart immediately gets it in and then it's gone. So I was very fortunate to even find this guy. So check your Walmarts quickly if you really want this guy. So yeah, that's basically that's what I can gather from my research. Yes, I actually did research for this video, which is actually surprising for me. But enough rambling. I've been going on for like 5 minutes here. Let's actually get into the review here. So as you can clearly see by like the bright neon color scheme here, really do like the box art. This is probably one of my favorite Transformers boxes that I have that isn't just, you know, basic. Flip around to the back here, you can see Cloudcover and the amazing art style here. Jesus, this is some fantastic art. You can see him in his robot mode there. Flip around to the back, and then you can see him in his jet mode, and you can see him in his robot mode. And then you can also see some, you know, toxic ooze dripping down and everything like that. Very, very nice. And then you can see the side art here, which is also really nice. So let's take a look at the actual figure. Did like a couple somersaults there. Anyway, so here is Cloudcover here, and this is fantastic looking figure. I know that this guy is definitely a repaint of other figures, most likely Ramjet, and some other figures here. Apparently he has a different, this guy has a same head sculpt as one guy, but has a different body to another. Apparently, I don't really know the names of the figures because I've never actually seen them, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But yeah, like I said, this is my first actual modern Conehead Seeker figure, and if you don't know what a Conehead is in the Transformers lore, you can go check out my Ramjet Robots in Disguise figure review. I basically went in depth with the Conehead lore there. So if you're really interested about, you know, the Seekers and everything like that, I basically went like on a video essay there and actually explained it to you. So if you want that, go check out that video. But anyway, basically I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a Conehead is and what a Seeker is in the Transformers universe, so I don't really know how to go in depth here. But yeah, very, very, very nice figure. The paint is actually really nice. It's very, very, I would say kind of accurate to his Generation 2 figure here. Of course, it's more modern with the modern sculpt and everything like that. It's very, like, it's very weird looking. All the other, you know, Transformers characters, they have like very unrealistic color schemes to them. You know, you got Soundwave with his blue, Megatron's obviously gray because he's a gun, which makes sense. But basically every other kind of character transforms into some sort of vehicle or something like that, but has very unrealistic colors for what they're actually transforming into. But this guy probably has the most realistic color scheme of any Transformers figure that I can tell. This guy is bright blue, obviously, but you can tell. But on the back here, you'll see more of the color scheme when we actually transform him into. But the back of the figure here, you can see the different kind of blues and kind of mixed together. This guy actually has a sky camo paint job on him, which actually looks really nice in jet mode. And then you can also see the checker pattern here on the kind of this not really thrusters, but the exhausts here, and also on the bottom of his feet there as well. Very, very nice. So the blue and the yellow and the black, they all really correlate with each other really, really nicely. This figure looks really nice in person. It's a little bit shiny and you can't really see it on camera, but man, the figure looks really, it's very bright in person. Not too bright that will actually, like, you know, give you eye aids or anything like that, but just generally, it just looks really clean and really nice. So take a look at the details here. So obviously this is a repaint of another Conehead figure that we got, and I can't be bothered to look up the actual figure's name. But yeah, you can see that he's screaming in agony or, you know, ready to fight or something like that. Very, very nice. And then you can see the kind of the Seeker chest print, everything like that. That's very what we come to expect here. And then you can see very, very reminiscent to the Ramjet figure from Robots in Disguise with the wings on the side of the feet here. And then you can see the no rays there, which are actually really nice. These do come deattach out of the box. But yeah, you can see that it's just, you know, some black plastic, but you can't really see the detail on here because it's so kind of like so glossy. Is that there's actually some really nice detail on here. You can even see some actual sculpted in holes in the tip of the no ray there. Yeah, very, very nice, but it's not like Ramjet where the no rays are actually really bulky, because Hasbro has upgraded. Some say upgrade, some say would downgrade.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
Whatever. It really depends on what you look at, but yeah, pretty basic Seeker proportions and everything like that. And some say, and the actual kibble management on this guy is actually really nice. You can see these here, which you can actually fold these down and make it a little bit more clean. But for transformation purposes, these need to be up. But if you don't want to transform them, you can fold these down and we'll have like a cleaner looking back. And even though that it might be kind of a weird thing, because the cone head is the tip of the jet, but you can see the tip of the jet, it's on the back here. But it actually doesn't bother me too much because of how well it's actually managed here. It's not too cluttered. It's very, you know, well, and it's actually not too distracting where it's too like it's very kind of like his head is kind of blocking the kibble here. And it's not too noticeable, and then it doesn't really jut out all that much and everything like that. So I can really take, you know, Hasbro credit here for the kibble management on this figure. So for articulation here, he's got a ball joint at the head here, which he can look up that far and down that far. He's got a rotation at the arm here, can move in and out, swivel at the bicep, and a bend at the elbow. And there's the wrist is on a hinge joint, but that's more for the transformation. No rays, they're on a rotation, so you can rotate them any way you want. No waist swivel, which is really unfortunate with all the engineering that this figure has. I'm pretty sure they could have implemented a little bit of a waist swivel here, but it doesn't really bother me all that much. Front skirt moves out for the leg to kick out that far, and can move back that far. The kind of butt flap here, which actually doesn't flap or anything like that, it prevents the leg from going further back. He's got a thigh swivel and can bend at the knee. And you want to be careful with this because this front section here is actually connected to the knee here. So you want to bend at the actual hinge joint here and not here, because if you do that, that untabs and then it kind of gets really weird, and then it's just very annoying when you're trying to bend the knee. So just hold that there and then bend the knee like that, so you're not detaching this front part here. And for the feet here, the toes are on a hinge joint here, but that's more for the transformation. They do have a really nice pivot, which I was actually really surprised by with the pivot here. And then his legs can move out somewhat. This section here kind of blocks the legs from going further out, so it's an all right spread, nothing too crazy. But yeah, articulation on this guy is actually really nice. I really do like the articulation on this guy. I was very used to the articulation of the Ramjet figure that came out, probably like 2007 around there, because it was like a childhood toy. So I was very used to that articulation. But for this guy, I'm really surprised about the modern articulation on this guy here. There's one thing that I really do wish that they could have done. I wish they could have made it like where you can bend the arm with the no ray pointing like that, because like this, like the classic Seeker poses where, you know, you have this and then they're pointing forward with the no ray going like that with their arm kind of like that. And there's been a lot of Seeker figures in the past where they're able to do that, but for some reason this guy just can't do that for some reason. Either that's for like transformation purposes, or they just couldn't implement that into the actual thing. But it was I was very disappointed by that. But you can still get this guy in some pretty good poses, especially with that pivot there. The pivot really helps with getting poses and everything like that. So for transformation, what you want to do is that you want to detach no rays here. Some would say that this is considered parts forming, but you're just going to have to deal with it, so don't complain too much. So what you want to do is that you want to detach this entire section of the arm here, which I was very confused by at first. If you want to get this figure, you may want to pay attention to this, because this was very confusing, and many people who had this figure didn't really do a good job of explaining that all that well. So, like I said, you just want to detach this entire section here, flip up the wrist here, and then what you want to do is that you see this little piece right there that's kind of just sticking out. That's going to go into this where the wrist was, kind of go like that, and then it's going to go like that. So you can see that there. And then you want to clamp that on, flip the wrist like that. So now you have this kind of like battle wound, military vet, no arm look. Then you want to do the exact same thing on the other side. We'll do this from a different angle so you can see that better. With my thumb in the way, of course. Kind of like that. And then fold that down like so. Then what you want to do is that you want to flip up these arms here. And then you want to pry the entire chest section open like so. Just like the Ramjet figure that I took a look at like a year ago. So very similar. Then you want to take up the front of the cone here, fold that down. Then what you want to do is use the hinge joint, flip it around like so. Then this is going to collapse into a slot on the back there. Then what you want to do is that you want to fold in the arms like so. Use that hinge joint there. And then you want to collapse the arms like so. Then you want to fold up the chest. Coming back here, you want to fold out these little doodads here. Fold it into those grooves. And then fold out these little spiky bits here. Coming to the legs, you want to detach the front sections like I talked about before. Flip those down. And then you want to fold up the feet. And the heel is also on a hinge joint, by the way, which actually is able to fold up. So then what you want to do is that you want to come to the back here. Then you want to use that. Combine those. Then you want to flip up the back wings here. This one kind of pops up a little bit more, so you're just going to have to press it like so. Then you want to collapse the legs like so. And then you want to snap everything together. And then you want to fold up the sections here. Bring the no rays back. Plug them into the wings. And now you have Cloudcover in his jet mode. And this is a beautiful looking jet mode. I love how this jet mode looks. You can see the cloud camo on the back here, which is really, really nice. It looks very, very accurate to actual cloud sky camo in real life there. Even though that is a little bit pixelated on the back here, but that's okay. It doesn't really bother me all that much. It just looks really nice. And the actual kibble management on this is very, very nice. I love how these front sections actually fold up, so it actually hides the front of the legs there that would be exposed if they didn't actually implement that. And it just makes everything look a lot more smooth and cohesive. And they do a pretty good job. I mean, you can still see the fists in this little gap. Every secret figure that I have, this gap is always going to be there in the front here. It could be annoying to some people, but it's whatever. I don't really care about it. But yeah, the actual arms are really nice, how they actually fold into the chest. And then the actual head, which would usually be sticking out in the cockpit here because of the translucent plastic and would be really annoying. But the actual, which is really cool, is that you can actually see the control panel here. It's not really, you can't really see it, but it's a little bit in there. The control panel there actually covers up his face. So if I detach that, there's his face. And then when you pull that back, the control panel actually covers up his face, so you can't actually see his face through the cockpit, which I thought was a really nice design feature, because it would break the immersion of seeing a giant robot face through the cockpit of a jet that's supposed to be, a human-made thing. So, and it's supposed to be like robots in disguise, right? So not obvious, blatant robot head. But yeah, The detail in there, you can see a seat in there, but it's not a full sculpted interior. It's nothing, crazy like a model kit or something like that. But overall, I really do like how this guy looks. And you can see the Decepticon logo here, which is actually a completely new Decepticon logo for this line here. Which I actually think that it actually doesn't look too bad. I know a lot of people, the videos that I've seen, they're like, the Decepticon logo looks really weird. Why do they have to implement that? They could have just implemented, a regular Decepticon logo. But I actually don't think that this logo that they put on the Toxitron Decepticons and everything like that, I don't think it actually looks too bad, and I actually do really like how it looks on this guy here. It's not too distracting, it's not big, it's not, too, over exaggerated or anything like that. It's very small, but once you see it, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It actually looks really nice on the actual plane there. But yeah, then you can see the bottom of the thrusters there. Very nice, very cool. But yeah, overall, I really do like how this figure looks, even though that this is a figure that, this is a character that never actually existed. And I hope that maybe somewhere down the road that we'll actually get a TV show with Cloudcover in there, because I think that he would actually be a really cool character. If they do him right, obviously, but we don't really know what his personality is, so I can't comment on his character or anything like that because he never actually existed in any Transformers media. But yeah, hopefully down the line we get some of these characters from the Generation 2 that got, discontinued and everything like that. I hope that they come back in some shape or form, and this is a step in the right direction for getting these figures here, even though that they are just repaints of already existing figures that you probably have in your collection, or most of us have in our collection. I think that this is a really nice really nice add-on to your collection, even though that it is pretty expensive and it is a Walmart exclusive. But yeah, I really do like how this figure looks, and I highly recommend that you pick them up for your collection. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you guys know what time it is. So, bye, guys.